I'm on a field trip today at Bayfield Lavender Farm, and I'm here with owner Gemma. Gemma, when did you start Bayfield Lavender Farm?
Well, I started the business about 5 years ago. We moved to the property in 2017, and we found, as we were cleaning up the property, we found this really sort of nice sized patch of overgrown old lavender. So it was really quite woody. It had like a
Almost like a shrub?
almost like a shrub or a tree. It had like a trunk on it. So I didn't think much of it until it bloomed that year, and then I was really taken with it. I sort of harvested it and made some crafts from it, and really enjoyed that and wanted to do more, but I needed more lavender, so I propagated from that original plant. And so all the purple here is from that original.
The original lavender. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This whole field is from that original lavender plant.
Yeah. And so
you propagated that what year?
That would have been 2018.
Okay, so about 5 years.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I
well
started
done.
Making some products, just sort of experimenting with it, wanting to see how far I could take it. I got a still, so I distill these plants for lavender oil. And we've only had the farm open to visitors for about a month at this point.
Okay, so your original variety, do you have any clue what kind it was?
Yeah, it's a variety called Grosso, which is a French variety. It is a bit of a hybrid, but
okay,
it has a really high oil content, so that's why.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really good if you're going to make it into soaps and lotions and other things. Yeah,
yeah.
Excellent. And I saw on my way in that you've got a couple other varieties planted.
Yeah, I've got I have two English varieties.
Yeah.
One is for culinary, and then one I use for dried bunches.
Okay.
It's prolific when it comes in. I have harvested it all now.
I was going to say, it looks like it's already been harvested, so it must have been a little bit earlier flowering than this variety.
Yeah, it flowers earlier, and it does give us a second bloom later in the summer, usually, if the weather cooperates.
Yeah, which it's kind of crazy out today. We're just catching this little visit before a storm comes in. Yeah. So I'm certainly noticing there's tons of bees around on your lavender. Do you also have butterflies that visit?
We have so many butterflies. I've actually seen tons of monarchs this year, which is really
That's exciting. Yeah.
And swallowtails and just other little varieties of butterfly that are adorable.
Awesome. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll take a little walk around and check and see what you've got in your shop. What's all you do with your lavender?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, so thank you so much for the tour of your shop. There's some great items in there. I gotta go check out some more, but tell me, how much lavender does it take to make lavender oil? Is this enough for lavender oil? How much does it take?
I mean, you could use that. You'd get very, very little. It does take a lot of organic material to make lavender oil. So for each batch that I run through our still, it's a 100-gallon still. We would use 2 of these.
And that's about a bushel of lavender?
Yeah.
Give or take?
Roughly.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it's all loosely packed in there. I do a steam distillation. And I end up with a good amount of oil for what I make. Like, my farm is it's like basically a closed circuit. So I'm creating these things to make my own products mostly.
Sure. Yeah.
And then one of the byproducts of the oil distillation process is hydrosol. So it's a distilled lavender water, which I'm able to use in a lot of products as well. Okay. So I end up with a decent amount of oil.
A decent amount being a tablespoon or a cup?
Like, I would say like a half cup.
Out of 2
perhaps.
baskets.
Yeah, so this one is very high in oil.
Yep.
Other ones that I've tried distilling, you just don't get
the same volume.
Yeah. And so I'll end up with a little bit of oil and then a ton of hydrosol, which is the
water, the byproduct.
Yeah. Which is what I use a lot of.
Excellent.
It's the gold.
So can you give us some growing tips on how to grow lavender? Do you water it when it's getting started? Because you said you're propagating yourself, so you've got some young plants that are starting. Any tips?
My lavender tips are: make sure that you have really well draining soil. So you want to, if you have clay, you want to add some sand or grit to it.
Okay.
Those roots just don't want to be wet. You want full sun if possible.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to water it too much. It is a drought tolerant plant. If it's super dry, like the spring was super dry, I did do some watering.
Sure. And probably more so with your young plants, the ones that are just getting established. Your more mature fields are probably less worrisome as far as water goes.
Once it's established, then you don't have to worry quite so much. But the big thing is to make sure that those roots are getting drained so that they don't freeze in the winter and they don't get soggy and rot.
Okay, so good draining soil, lots of sunshine, and enjoy your lavender.
Thank you.